Imagine your world with no cell phones. I am older than you are, and I did grow up with no cell phone. There are three main points I want to share with you today. One is cell phone usage. The other is cell phone etiquette tips, solutions to decrease the usage of cell phones. But I want to tell you that all Americans carry a cell phone now. So today, as I said, everyone carries a cell phone these days, and whether it's texting or public calls, there are times where people are completely rude while using them. My example, I went to the gym and I was up on the step mill. Now I was just huffing and puffing, and here comes a young lady talking on her cell phone. She gets up right next to me on her cell phone, and guys, I was on the step mill for 20 minutes, and she talked the whole time. It was very disruptive to me. I couldn't focus, and when I got out, my time was up, I was ready to move on. Cell phones have made their way into all aspects of our culture in a very invasive way. They are part of our everyday life. People have removed landlines from their homes just to keep their cell phones. They invaded our classrooms, our bedrooms, restaurants, theaters, offices, gyms, and the streets. Now I want to share with you some cell phone etiquette tips from cellphone.org, and I have them situated right up here. Number one, lower your voice when taking calls in public. Avoid personal topics when others can hear you. Avoid taking calls when you're already engaged in a face-to-face conversation. So if you take a call, ask permission to take that call. Avoid texting during face-to-face conversations. Put your phone's ringer on silent in theaters and restaurants. Don't light up your phone screen in a dark theater, and I have had that occur to me. Hang up and drive. At any time, about 3% of people driving are simultaneously talking on their telephone. Acknowledge the delay. All phone calls involve latency, which means there's a delay between when you speak and when the other person hears you. Don't use Google Voice call screening with family and close friends. And don't blame the other person for a dropped call, which I didn't know this statistic. If you make 100 calls per week, you can expect to experience between 2 to 4 dropped calls each and every week. Avoid looking things up during a conversation. Avoid inappropriate profile pictures. Be mindful about Facebook tagging, and observe the 10-foot proximity rule. So those are just some etiquette tips. My last point are some solutions that we all can take part of in decreasing our cell phone usage. If in a meeting, leave your phone at your desk, or keep the ringer off and keep it in your purse or pocket. If you're at dinner or a restaurant, ban cell phones for dinner, even with your family. That should be a family time, and let it go to voicemail. And then in the bedroom, this should be your safe place where you can relax without distractions. And I got this from the website Huffington Post, 2011 Cell Phone Etiquette. And lastly, another solution is handing a cell phone blabber a card from shh. And I'm going to take one and hand it down. So essentially is if someone is talking on their telephone and you can hear their conversation, you can pass out one of these cards or just a shh to let them know that you can overhear them. And this is in fact a website from Society for Handheld Pushing. And it's an article written by Harriet Bacchus in 2007. Hello, Clueless. It's me, Savvy. So in conclusion, public blabbering is getting bothersome. Reports over the past few years, we've become less tolerant of others using cell phones in public places. Now, if you'll excuse me, my phone's ringing.